wook+live.
Welcome back to wook+live. I am the Great Went, joined by T, WOTY 3, and Weekend Wook. How we doing, guys?
Look at that. Look at this. Full house.
When did we add that number at the end of that? WOTY 3? You sound like a pope or something.
I'm surprised he pronounced it right.
Give the man a little more responsibility, and all of a sudden he knows how to pronounce names and shit.
Yeah.
We decided we didn't decide, but all of a sudden we have an OG crew tomorrow, guys. I just thought of this is the 5th anniversary of when lockdown started, which was basically when Wook+ really took
March
off.
13th.
So that's pretty crazy. It was a Friday. I wore black.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Unlike any other day.
Unlike any, right? Hey, look, I'm in my Johnny Cash phase of life here.
That's crazy.
Oh, man. So I got to see God Street. Let me just say that God Street, they look like they're having so much fun. Not having the pressure of being a band on the road all the time and having to do albums, just going out and having fun. You could just see it exuding off the stage. We got a shout out from the stage, from Low to Wook+.
Wow.
It was fantastic.
Really?
Yeah,
What'd he
before
say?
the encore.
What did he say?
He said, I want to thank Wook+. You're out there somewhere.
Nice. Look at that. How nice. Love
Okay.
for him.
When I got in, Matt brought me in for sound check, so I got to see
Sweet.
him do the sound check a little bit. And Tomo was like, "You with the Hustler shirt? I know you." And I was like, yes, you do.
I've seen you across the screen before. We've talked. I like how, Kev, we talked at the beginning in the green room, and you were like, when we get to JAMBANDR Roundup, we'll talk about a bunch of stuff, and then I'll mention God Street Wine. And right out of the gate, first thing he says is, I got to talk about God Street Wine. Like,
that's because we are talking about upcoming shows, I guess, in a second. So
we do not. This is why we don't do rehearsals, because Kev just doesn't. It doesn't matter.
it would ruin the spontaneity. So
Low was just on recently, right?
Yeah, we did a promo for them. God Street asked us
That's
to
what I thought.
promo their single "Weird Dream," so that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
We're
That's great.
stepping up in the world.
Yeah. Well, you were.
Anybody see
Now
Mo?
I'm here.
Mo released a summer tour date,
Who?
and they're got a thing with Umphrey's. They're doing Dark Star Jubilee, and they're doing a bunch of dates with Eggy.
Who's that?
Mel.
Oh,
Is
Mo.
back.
Mo.
Mo.
Mo, not now. I was like, what the fuck?
They're playing with Umphrey's at some place called Sharky's Event Center in Liverpool, New York, which just sounds so sketchy. I don't know anything about the place, but it's like, who's ever even heard of this place?
Sounds fantastic.
It's good that they're healthy, right?
Yeah, and they're touring.
Right.
No, their new album. Has any of you listened at all to their new album?
I have not.
No.
Yeah.
No, I gotta tell you, man. After the conch, or starting with the conch, that's like the 3.0 line for me with Mo. Everything before that is some of my favorite music of all time, and I hate to say because I don't want to be all negative, but like everything after conch was kind of like not doing it for me. Oh,
Right.
see, One Piece is telling me to check, or telling us that it was awesome. I might have to check it out.
Awesome.
No,
Yeah.
I say that it's probably going to be the best jam band album of the year, even though the Lamp album that's coming out, I got to hear an advanced copy. That's going to be off the hook, but it might be one of the best albums of the year overall for production quality, strength of material. Nate Wilson is just taking Mo to another level
That's sick.
What's cool?
with the keyboards. And the other thing that got announced yesterday or Monday was Disco Biscuits are doing a festival. It's some place called the Full Moon Resort in Big Indian, New York, and it is a Tuesday through Friday, the festival, and it is $1,600 base to walk in the door.
But what else is there?
Well, they're having workshops, they're having meet and greets. It's going to be a very, I think, intimate affair. There's going to be special live performances. Joel from Umphrey's is going to be there, some other people, but $1,600 to you were like, oh, that's not that much.
I think that sounds pretty good for I mean, it sucks it's not over a weekend, so like you're kind of fucked if you have to work and shit like Tuesday through Friday. That's kind of a messed up schedule there, but I don't know. It's kind of cool. $1,600 and you get like these classes and concerts and hang out with the band almost type thing and mingle with fans and like whatever. I don't know. Like there's a lot worth.
1,600? Is that what you said?
Yeah, $1,600.
1,600.
Dude, it's just like that fucking dead thing. I don't know if it's on your list, but like there is, and you know what? It's fine. Like bands have grown up, they have like adult money. Kids, a lot of them now, the kids are out of the house, so like they have even more money. But like the prices of the scene have gotten fucking astronomical. Like I feel left out, you know, and I'm actually doing pretty good. Like I'm not complaining. Like I know I'm doing better than a lot, and I feel left out. So it's like all this shit I'm getting priced out of. I'm not like, how the fuck do you do $1,600 or fuck? What was it? $600? That's crazy.
Yeah.
1,600.
$600 for the CD set.
Oh yeah.
the
For the
CD,
dead
that was
thing. Oh
fucking
yeah.
wildest shit I've ever seen, man.
But Kev broke it down. I mean, it's $10 a CD. That ain't bad. And you know, I mean, to your point, Tim, I don't know. CD players the issue. Like you don't. They're not like.
I was sad
anymore.
the day I realized I couldn't play a CD. My buddy sent me a demo, like an acetate that he recorded on CD, and I was like, "Sweet, I can't wait to listen to this." And I searched my house high and low, and I was like, "I don't have any way to play a CD in my house anymore." I didn't
Isn't
realize
that crazy? Like going from having like 10 different ones at one point, and
right, DVD players, and Xbox, any of the computers, any laptop,
car.
any car. Like I used to have a billion ways to play a CD, and then all of a sudden one day I have no way to play a CD.
Dude, that's how I felt when Phish released The Gorge. What was that, last year? A year before that? Whatever. Like, who the hell has CDs? And they released that as like a little mini box set.
Old deadheads, apparently. They're going to have 60 of them.
I have a detachable one, like an external one that I can plug in with a USB if I want to use it. But I bought it to burn stuff too, because I had somebody ask me if I'd burn him CDs, and I was like, I guess.
It's funny. You're probably more likely to find somebody that has a record player these days than has a CD player these days.
100%.
And that's a very odd
We have
thing.
three
Like,
record players. We have 3 record players in the house.
See,
I
there
have
you
one.
go.
My youngest has one, and we have one in the living room. So,
it's so funny.
all right.
Someday CDs are going to come back though with a vengeance, and see these people. You're ahead of the curve. Like someday this box set will be worth thousands.
They're so much cheaper than vinyl to produce.
Yeah. And you got, better quality too. I mean, you know, the quality wise, and they last longer. But I mean, Tim, $600 today could be $6,000 years down the road.
It's an investment, Wook. It's an investment. You got to put the money down to make the money.
That's it.
Probably is already $6,000 on eBay or something.
Right, exactly. Because there's a limited edition. Like there's a limited number of them too. Like
definitely then 10
so,
grand.
Yeah.
So Phish tickets this summer. I had a little sticker shock with that. What shows you gonna catch there, Makita?
I'm planning on at least night 2 of Manchester to start in New Hampshire, and I don't know. I think just SPAC, like all 3 nights of SPAC. I think I
thought you'd be Forest Hills. I thought you would go do Forest Hills, man.
I don't like this curfew thing, and it's Queens. I got to go over the Whitestone twice. It's kind of just a pain in the ass to get to Forest Hills. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
10 o'clock curfew. That's crazy.
It's only March, man. Like things change, so who knows what'll end up happening. But that's kind of all I'm planning on right now.
So I got to get to SPAC and New Hampshire. Is that what you're telling me? Scoop?
Well, at least SPAC.
At least SPAC is fun, man. SPAC is a good time.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorites.
The man is so like separated from the other shows that like I would hit on the run. So like, I'm not going from the man to Chicago. I can't. I'm not doing that. I'd like to go to Chicago, but I'm not.
I'll probably hit, man. I have to. There's no way to not hit it when you live out here.
That's kind of what I figured. But
you gotta hit
it's always a Tuesday, Wednesday, man. It's just like, and I burn a whole week to go to 2 shows. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I'm probably gonna do SPAC, man, and Charleston. I think Charleston's fun. I have family down there. If you don't have like another reason to go, that's a hard drive. But go hit up some family. I think.
But like New Hampshire's the only state in New England I've never seen a show in, so I have to at least stay one night, you know.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
I got a buddy that lives like 10 minutes from the venue, so that's kind of easy for me. But he's not going to go fucking all 3 nights. He's not that kind of fan.
Mosquito.
Wonderful.
He loves you. All right, so you worked on something. Did you start this during COVID? This 4S project? Or was it before?
Yeah, kind of right before. Actually, I think it was like the tail end of 2019. I just started listening to 2.0, and then I liked it a lot, so I listened to it again, and I think I listened to it like start to finish 3 times in a row, like the whole era. You know, it gets a little wonky in 04, but there's still some good shows there, and like I don't know, I feel like I lost touch with some of those eras when I had kids, and so it just kind of brought me back, and then I just decided to keep pushing it forward. And you know, I just started kind of listening to 3.0 from the beginning of 09 and forward. But then, like, you know, we came out of COVID and there were shows again. So, like, I was still kind of listening to certain, like, you know, I'd stop in, like, the middle of 2011 to catch up with what was happening in 21 or whatever.
Wait, so what's the project? What did you explain it, or
no? Kev just kind of dropped it in.
Yeah.
In there.
Tell
like,
us what you're talking about.
Okay, so Scott, tell us. You do it. You tell us about it.
It's okay. Well, yeah, Kev set me up weird.
I know he didn't exactly give it to you in like a.
Yeah, he's new here. He doesn't know how to.
So I did this thing. It's not, you know, anything special. It's just called 4S, which is, you know, Scott's shouldn't skip songs. It's like my cheat sheet through 12/31/02 up to present day of like every show, and like, you know, you shouldn't skip these songs, and I have like little notations of like just, you know, phenomenal jams in the eras and phenomenal shows but like it's broken down in like a Google Doc. But it
needs a wider audience.
Initially, I wrote everything down by like hand. You know what I mean?
Wow, look at that!
I had like every year just like written down, and like as I was going, I'd like, you know, if I was going to work, I would just kind of like get to work and write down like everything that I just listened to in the last hour that was fucking awesome, and just kind of forget about the rest. You know, it's just kind of like a shortcut, but it's really nothing more than like kind of a reminder for me of what I like, because I have a hard time remembering things. So
did you find any certain eras, years, tours had a lot more shouldn't skip songs than others?
I definitely felt that way about 2.0, but I kind of was I guess I was surprised more than anything else going back through the eras. It's not like I hadn't listened to these shows, but I don't know, I felt like it wasn't the same for a while, and like there were shows at the beginning of 3.0, like 09 through 12 isn't really that strong, but there's, you know, diamonds in the rough out there for sure. I mean, there was some great shows in all those years, and even 2011 I think is like the least jammed out year. Like there isn't a lot of anything that goes deep, but they were kind of working back with precision at that point, and it kind of honed in, you know, some big jams that did actually happen in 2012 and kind of built momentum towards the fall of 13. I felt like, because in early 2000, like in 09 and 10, it seemed like they were trying to jam, but hadn't played consistently for long enough. And like, there was just pieces missing. And
yeah,
I don't know,
kind of had to refine themselves a little bit. There's all the motions of coming back, and then they're like, oh shit, we're back. Now we have to fucking remember how to do all of this.
But it was interesting listening to the changes as the eras went on, you know what I mean? And like the years went on. And kind of surprising in some points where like after Fare Thee Well in 15, where like summer was really strong, and then it kind of died back out again. In 16, they brought those fucking panels out and shit. And like that was kind of a wonky era too. And but and then they brought it back for the Baker's Dozen and fucking fall 18, and then 19 happened.
When did you get back in? Like after kids and shit, you said you missed them. When did you get back into it?
Well, I only saw fucking like 14 shows and all of 3.0.
Oh, so like the tail end, were they tail end or were they like evenly spaced?
They were
like every time they came to like Connecticut. You're
exactly.
Like,
I saw them in Hartford in 09 and saw them twice in Hartford in 10. Didn't see a show in 11.
Yeah.
Went to Bonnaroo in 2012 just because I was, that was like a once in a, I'm going to do this only once. I might as well go while Phish is headlining. That ended up being one of my least favorite shows ever of Phish's, but the festival was cool. And then, Hartford in 13. I actually saw my first actual New Year's Eve show in 13, and because I had seen
was that Meat Stick?
No, that was the Jump Truck.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wait, Meat Stick was 10. No, I don't know. I'm gonna
it was, I think. Yeah, it's one of those.
I was the same, Scott, with Merriweather until 19. I went up and saw the Camden shows before Mary. They played the next weekend, so I took a week off from my life, and then I saw the Pittsburgh show in the fall. So I get you with having kids and not being able to. I mean, Merriweather's 15 minutes from me. I'm not going to not go to Merriweather.
But like after the 2 shows in 13, I didn't see a show in 14 or 15. 1 show in 16. Cinnamon Night at Baker's Dozen was the only show I saw in 17. I went to the tour opener in Albany in fall for 18, and then I saw like 5 shows in 19. I was just about to jump back on as my kids got older. And then COVID hit.
And then, like, fuck your plans.
Then we went back out and met all of you guys after that and saw like 20 shows in a row that I saw with Tim to like kick off 4.0. So
I knew 2 or 3 people in my circle of people I talked to that saw Phish in 2019. By 2021, when I went to Dick's, I knew so many people. It was cool. Phish Twitter was very cool at one time, I must say.
One time.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it led me to a lot of relationships that I have now with not only you guys, but the extended family and all that. So it did a lot of good things when it was good.
I guess going a 1.0 4S is never going to happen, huh?
I just don't think it's necessary. I have like a little disclaimer page about what it's all about, and I just wrote a little thing in there that like I don't think it's as necessary in 1.0. There's a lot of consistency in that era. I mean, maybe 2000 or 99 I could dabble with, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's still
I don't know. I gotta stay current still with it. That's the plan. So like as spring tour rolls on, I plan on continuing on with it, but I don't know if I'm gonna go back any further than where I'm at. But you never know if there's another hiatus and I get bored or something.
Right.
But it takes
try doing it backwards, like do 2000 because that was short.
That's kind of the thought if I were to dabble, but I don't know if I'm going to go back into that.
I'm not dabbling. So
that's deep, man.
You tweeted the other day about what was that about the best show of each era, and you were going to give somebody something, or you knew?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but it was a skeet, right? I didn't tweet it. So
get it right.
Yeah, Kev, what are you accusing him of?
But I just asked, like, because I was actually struggling. I was like, if I had to pick my favorite show from each of the 4 eras, like one from 1.0, 2.0, whatever, what are they? And then like I was like, well, fuck it, what's everybody else's? And like if anybody somehow picks the 4 that I would think of, like I'll send you something. But I never saw that answer come across. I didn't get a whole lot of response.
That's a hard fucking question, though. Like
it is, and
is impossible. 1.0,
the diehards and the loyals were all like, "Fuck, I already hate my answer," type of thing.
Yeah,
like as soon as you fucking put it down, it's like
I just was thinking of what mine would be, and I couldn't say anything because I was like, "No, fuck, that's a stupid answer. I'm not gonna say that."
Yeah. What led me to asking is, I don't know that I could do it for 1.0. Like I never gave my answer.
2.0 is easier because I would say probably one of those February 03 shows.
Yeah, I would pick SPAC 61904 would be mine, like over 22803, but
I
don't know what my
wife.
But
that's the beautiful thing. Like the Coventry, complete mess, but that split open and melt is one of the most unique split open and melts that they ever played.
It doesn't say fucking Coventry. I listened to that whole bullshit for years because I didn't want to listen to it. I was afraid to, right? I was supposed to go. I couldn't go last minute, and then I was like, and for years I was like, oh, the melt, but the melt. Okay, it's kind of good, but it doesn't make up for all of the shit that came before. That was atrocious, dude.
The jam was good. Yeah.
I know, but there's like a dozen other melts better than that melt that aren't tied to a bunch of horse shit.
Right. Yeah, there are a couple good things.
But it has the second melt jam. It has a second melt jam.
Definitely not my favorite.
Two melts for the price of one.
I don't even think I could do 4.0. And that would,
one.
I think that would be the easiest, right? And I don't even think that's. I don't know how I would do that. What was that? Was it Star Lake T? Was that 3.0 or 4.0? Not Star Lake. It was out west where the makeup show.
The Shoreline.
Shoreline.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shoreline. Now, why do I say Star Lake?
They were supposed to be the Tahoe shows, right? And they moved
that Shoreline show is probably a contender for 4.0.
It's up there. I think I'd go Deer Creek night one, but
yeah, well, emotionally and like personally, I think Deer Creek night one is.
It's just hard.
That's it.
I know that's a little attendance bias, but I think that's kind of the consensus out there. But
you don't count Game Edge night.
Yeah, no, I do. That's almost. You know what's weird, man? I don't want to like pontificate. It feels like a dream.
That was a popular answer.
No, I know, but like all the other shows feel more real to me. Like I like the lot and building up and like it just feels more tangible. The Game End show was just like this, not like drug wise, just like mentally, just like a trip, right? Like I just showed up, experienced something that I never thought I'd ever experience, and then left, and it was just so I don't know.
Well,
it didn't feel real.
I don't think it's different, right? It's like we always talk about New Year's, Halloween, like different. It's not the same as just like a regular show. Like you also can't say. I think the best thing I've seen them do, probably ever, is that the set at Montegreen. But you can't put that in to regular categories because it's its own special, unique thing.
Right? You just think of it differently,
right?
Put it in a different.
Right, you're not comparing it to like a Hollywood Bowl show or the Forum show or something like that. It's not the same weight class. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to maybe ask questions that aren't ranking. Like, just tell me what your favorite is of this era. Like, I don't want
Montegreen secret set.
Let's not start a war with what's the best show. Like,
that's my favorite thing they've done in 4.0.
I should have thought that because I tweeted yesterday. You mentioned we should bring this up, Scott, about the best studio Grateful Dead songs because I did a studio Phish thing at one time, and I
asked what's your top five though, so that's not that's not bad. I'll give you that. But so that's tough too. Even to pick 5 studio Dead tunes is hard.
Wait, are we gonna do the era thing? I think that's an interesting. I mean, we could go into studio stuff.
No,
you set up this premise. We're gonna have this conversation, and then we're like,
all right, do the era. Well, what are your answers then?
I don't know, man. I don't have an answer.
I'll do it. I would say probably 12/30/97 would be 1.0.
Mm-hmm.
That Harpua night was dope. And the return of Sneak and Sally after like 900 shows or some shit like that. And they played it twice, once to open the show and then again in the encore. That shit was fire. But 2.0 would be SPAC night 1, 6/19/04. I think Jam Night probably from Baker's Dozen. Would be the 3.0 choice. It's hard to go against that because that was just like right off the rip, like Sample took off and then My Friend took off for the first time ever. And like
that was the best show
what My Friend has become now, like kind of speaks volumes to that. And like, obviously what happened with Lawn Boy, besides the fact that Cross-Eyed might have been the best jam of the whole run. Like, I don't know. It's hard to go against Jam Night in 3.0. And then, Deer Creek Night 1, 8/6, 21. And 4.0. I think those would be my 4.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I was thinking maybe Tahoe with the tweezer. I don't know. What was Shoreline 3.0 or 4.0?
4.0.
4.0.
Yeah.
You're talking Tahoe 13?
Yeah, that's Tahoe 13 for 3.0 and Shoreline for 4.0 maybe. But no, Gamehenge. Definitely Gamehenge for 4.0.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, man.
Did you pick a 1.0?
No, I was gonna.
I didn't think so. I was like, wait, did you? All right.
The 1.0 show I've listened to the most is Unexpected, and not the best at all, but the one I enjoy the most is Hershey 2000.
That Susie, man.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite jams ever.
But I mean, like New Year's Eve at 95, or actually 97, it wasn't 31, it was 20, was it 29 or 30? That whole 97 New Year's run is fucking really good.
Incredible.
Island tour, probably. I don't know.
That's where I was having a hard time. Like, do I go 12, 30, 97 or pick one of the fucking 4 nights?
Fourth night of Island tour, or I would go with 11, 22, 97. Because it was
that whole week
dirty. The whole thing was dirty. The city, all of us, it was just one of those.
Simon, that was my engagement party. I know I've told this story a million times, but that Merriweather 14 Tweezer Fest show, I brought a bunch of my wedding party, basically all our bridesmaids and groomsmen and shit. We brought to Phish for our big engagement party. It was a sick show.
It was a sick show.
Were you there, Kev? Well, we figured this out at one point. We saw like a dozen shows, and like not together, but like in the same venue.
Every time you went to Merriweather.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kev. I don't think ever
missed the Merriweather show.
Yeah,
I'm like 22 or 22 or 23 or 23. I forget exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Even we went and saw him open for Santana in 92 and left after 3 songs of Santana's.
See, that was the era. Well, not Santana, but like the 13, 14, 15, those years. That was the era where I could have been convinced that Merriweather was a top-notch venue. Like if we were having that argument and you were like, what's the best shed? I don't know if I would say it was the best shed, but if you were trying to like argue for it, just by the caliber of the shows, the nature around it, I feel like I would have been easily convinced. What they did in that area and around that shed is just disgraceful. Yeah, it's so fucked up. That's like one of the worst slots out there now.
I tell you what, that MPP in 2000 show might have been the best show of that summer tour. Fall tour, whatever they called it.
I don't know about that.
With the Dog Log Mango song?
Yeah, I know the show you're talking about. I'm just trying to think. I don't know. So you're going attendance by? Oh, you haven't answered yet, Kev.
Well, I would say 11, 22, 97. I would say 228? Is that the one from with the tweezer?
Nassau?
In 03. Yeah. 3.0, I watched all the shows and not much jumps out at me. I probably would say that the Rescue Squad show, if I'm allowed to pick a Rescue Squad show.
Not the night before?
The night before, right? That's it.
Okay. I was like, come on.
That's not even the best show of that run. It's not even like the top 10 New Year's.
All right, if you're going 12, 30, 19, I'll allow that. But come on.
Yeah, I would go with that. Show? And I would say I would probably do either the Shoreline show or I'd say the Chula show for 04 with the Piper
for 4.0.
4.0 for 4.0.
Yeah, and actually, when you're saying that Chulo too, the fucking West Coast, that run,
they got lucky. That
was like one of the most consistently phenomenal runs that they've had in a decade plus. Like that level of peak, night after night after night, just hitting it. I mean, I think this last year was really good, and the year before was good, but I don't think they've had consistently as good at that level that they did on that single West Coast tour.
That whole run, yeah.
So I asked the question and then I said afterwards, like, shit, I forgot to say, like, no festival shows, like not including festivals. And I didn't say not including like Halloween, and nobody said a single Halloween show in like all of the answers. And I thought that was kind of strange,
I think that tracks though. I mean, they're fun and novel for like the gag and everything, but it depends what kind of fan you are though. But like most like hardcore, like real dedicated fans I know, they think of that differently, and it's not the best Phish shows, right? Like because it distracts from what makes the show the best.
In 3.0, like the Coswatch shit, I don't know.
But man. I think to that point too, sometimes though, if you're a big fan of what they're covering, it's a really special, unique night to see like the Velvet Underground show and the Stone show.
If only
Festival
the third
8
set. If
are
only
two
they
of
had
the
to collapse.
greatest fucking shows I've ever seen. Like that Vegas Halloween when they did fucking Loaded was the best. Like that was so insane. Like that whole set and the way they played it and like those songs, hearing some of those songs for the first time by them was just like it. You can't replace that. And then like what happened after that with the Ghost and Trey in the third set was also memorable as hell. Though it's fantastic. Like it's lore, Like I mean that's fucking like.
I don't disagree with you, but when somebody says what's the best Phish show, my mind rules it out because I go to like what I consider.
That's what we were saying, though. That's the thing.
Your favorite, not the best.
The best to me, there is
right. Well, that's fine, but
right. So if you're saying your favorite, then I would say in 1.0, it's kind of a toss up between Lincoln. The Lincoln show was a 95,
96, 95. Okay.
When they opened with Reprise and like just blew the doors off that place. Like that was one of the most crazy shows I've ever seen. Then I would say, like, I don't know. I would go Festival 8 because the Stones thing with the horns was just, I mean, seeing Phish with horns is
no festivals, man.
Come on. But it's a Halloween show.
Yeah, but it's part of a festival.
Yeah, but it's all okay.
That's the only thing that disqualifies it.
That's so that's rough.
Then you skip 2.0
in the name.
Oh, 2.0.
I'm dying.
I don't even know.
See
what I like in 2.0.
What did you like in 2.0?
I don't know. That's a good question. Like, probably another Vegas show. Probably like Vegas, like 03?
Oh, dude, there's Vegas shit. We listened to one of them on wook+live.
You could say Vegas 03. Don't you dare say Vegas 04, man. That's not allowed.
No, not 04. That was
that's not allowed.
That was fun, but that was fun for like a different reason for me. But
there, right?
I think 2.0 because I didn't see much in 2.0 between.
I didn't either. I did two of my favorite shows from those eras. I didn't see. That's just you didn't have to be there.
No, I know, but I'm just thinking of like what else was around that I don't even remember much of it anyway. And then 3.0.
That's fair.
I don't know. 3.0. Probably Dick's year 2, maybe year 2 or year 3 of Dick's.
The 2012.
Yeah.
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 I retired, Mike. It's not my fault.
That was kind of popular, I think. What was it? 8:30 or 9:1, one of those fucking shit like that.
What year?
2012, like The Light and
this, and then
there was a lot of good shit at Dick's 2012.
Yeah, there was a lot of good. There was a few. There was
say The Light was great in 2000.
No, there were two really good back-to-back shows that run. That's what built the lore of fucking Dick's, really.
Yeah. Those early, the early, especially just even the gimmicky shows that were so much fun and ridiculous, and just like the whole nonsense of it.
Thank you. The most shows spell something, all that shit.
Fuck your face.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. Yeah.
Gotta bring that shit back.
4.0, I mean, nothing will ever, I don't think, you can't do a festival, so I can't say the festival set, which is the greatest thing ever, but I think right behind that is, like Tim said, it'll be fucking Gamehenge. Like, come on, that's,
that might actually be, like, for me, out of the shows I've seen, I didn't see any 1.0 shows, but, like, that is, like, the perfect show musically. It built up perfectly, it climaxed perfectly. I timed everything perfectly. I got to see, like, T and like a bunch of people without having to like track them down. There was no like waiting on the phone. Where are you? Whatever. It's like I literally, because I went by myself too, which normally I'm, I don't know, but like it was perfect. I went up, took a piss, got a beer, and then T was there, and I was just like, and then like you like say goodbye, you go back and you rage some more. I mean, it went perfectly. That was a great show. My voice is super fucked up. Do I?
No, you sound sexy.
Oh yeah. Hey.
There you go. It's the scarf.
all I have seen are set lists from Trey's tour and a few little videos, but I guess the fascinating thing is Tanski is with him. They're doing a duo thing, which is the next step to the Trey Anastasio all new reveal, where he does some solos, some piano with Tanski, maybe strings come out for a couple, horns come
All new
out.
review.
It's not
All
every.
new
It's
Trey
not every
reveal.
song. I listened to the first 2 nights. Last night still hasn't been updated to live Phish, so. But there's some good shit in there. I mean, a lot of people are kind of complaining that Tanski's with him.
I love it.
And I mean, to me, I don't know if you haven't listened to it, like the Fluffhead's really good, and I don't think he pulls that off by himself. And the same with Reba and like,
What was up with Rift? Did he sing both sets of vocals at Rift?
Yeah,
that's weird.
And then, he did Petrichor with Tanski too, which is kind of cool. Like, I'm sorry, he's on an acoustic guitar, and that's like
where it belongs.
That's a 15-minute fucking composition, and it's kind of dope, I think
that run they did what Petrichor, Secret Smile, and then Pebbles and Marbles. That's like perfect for the two of them. That whole little run there.
That's what I mean. I don't know what people are complaining about. There's like, I don't know.
So he's doing he's just doing a duo thing. Is he out the whole?
It's not. It's a Trey solo tour, and Tanski shows up, and he's
just
playing
a couple of songs,
3 to 5 songs with him or whatever. But they're playing
encore.
great shit. They're playing Sand and fucking some of the great compositions like Reba and Stash and fucking.
Well, last night was Gula, Greyhound Rising, Ghost of the Forest, Split Open, and Squirming Coil with Tanski. That's fantastic. No interpretive dancing, I guess, with the Gula, but
it's not goulash.
Gula, it's Gula Papyrus.
Goulash.
Gula.
Gula.
You guys are fucking weird sometimes.
Whoa.
Kev with his fucking Maryland accent over here. What the hell was he saying before? He probably says golf too instead of golf.
I do not.
Come on.
I don't know. I'm not going to say it to find out.
Golf. Come on, Kev. Say it. I want to hear you say it.
Oh, it was Mao. That was it. Like,
yeah,
Mao. You guys hear that new Mao?
Mao. Who?
What?
Fucking awesome.
I'm excited for that. And then he's breaking out Oyster.
Who's that?
That was Heather. That was Miss Kita.
That was Heather just yelling stuff.
Did an Oysterhead tune last night? Rubberneck Lions?
Yeah, I like when he plays that, actually.
Did Primus ever pick a drummer?
They did.
Is he any good?
I don't know, but I know they were going to pick the kid from... shit. What's it? Less Special or something?
Les Special.
Oh, Les Special.
Yeah, and I think he's from Kent, which is kind of like right up the road for me in Connecticut. And it was like, I don't know, it was starting to murmur around that it was going to be him. And then, like, at the last minute, they picked somebody else.
Yeah.
But that's the last I heard of that.
I'll have to check it out. I've been super, super disconnected. So I'm like a month behind on headlines, but.
Yeah, what was the last one of these you did? It was like the lot for Mexico?
Probably.
That sounds right.
Wow.
That's enough to burn one out, right?
Mexico run.
Yeah.
No, you know what it is, man? Like, I wasn't burned out by wook+live. I just wanted to disconnect. And then in my mind, I realized that if I don't know shit about anything, why the fuck, like, what kind of ego would I need to have to show up weekly to just bullshit about myself, right? Like, at least Kev and T, they could talk about headlines and tours and shows and shit. I'm disconnected now. So it's like, I didn't want to show up every week and just be like, oh, talk about nonsense. So I think it's cool. Like that. And I'm going to be coming back, but like,
you're not that disconnected.
Oh, dude, you have no idea.
We're taking a little break, man. That's all.
No, yeah, I'm not complaining about it. Honestly, it's the greatest thing I've ever done in my entire life. It is the most relaxing, I'm just 100% focused on family and fucking like my little hobbies and shit. And I've no idea. You couldn't, any news headline, whether it's political, national, local, I have no fucking idea. Nothing.
Well, that's
musical
good.
Headlines, no idea.
Yeah, just
it's
shut
amazing.
it down. Stay out of it. Good.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Yeah, it's good.
Getting healthier too. Gonna get a little more active and shit going out. You know?
There you go. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
And you got shows coming up soon, so you got that to look forward to in like what, a month?
What shows?
Phish shows, man.
Oh,
I mean, doing the after shows coming, like Phish is coming back, so you'll have like something to watch and like
He's not watching them. He's not watching them.
Are you going to those shows, T?
I am probably Seattle, and then I'll probably come back down here and do the bowl and the Taper's Choice night 1 show, and then the bowl run,
Nice.
or night 0 show, and then yeah, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Like nice little hometown West Coast run. Right, be nice.
Taper's Choice
yeah,
is huge.
I'm not making it out there for those.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I'm surprised. There's a pretty good amount of people coming. I'm excited. So
it does seem like there's a lot of people heading out that way from the East Coast. I'm not a big fan of flying, and I already flew once this year, so that's a lot.
Understandable. That's a long flight. It's a long way,
especially now.
Yeah.
All right, Tool advertised that they were going to do 2 unique shows, is how they worded it, and they ended up playing 4 or 5 songs both nights. So the people were pissed.
Fuck that.
The people were pissed, and now apparently there is a guy who is filing a class action lawsuit against them for misrepresenting what the festival was.
I finally understand why the band is named Tool. It's for their fucking fans. What a bunch of fucking Tool. Dude, if anyone started booing Phish while I was at the show, I would be so fucking pissed.
I heard a lot of different things about this, man. I heard it was the exact same show, like back-to-back nights, and then I heard it was some songs like you said, and then I don't know, man. Like, what's the
there were 4 songs: Fear Inoculum, Rosetta Stone, Numa, and Zombie were repeated both nights.
Okay, that doesn't make them not unique, though. I mean,
yeah, I know. They could have played them like differently, right?
Like shows is kind of a I don't know, get out of jail free card. Like, unless you play the exact same show.
I would be more mad that they only played 9 songs one night and 8 songs the next night, when I guess we're spoiled. But you go see Phish and they do 2 sets each night. You know, you're paying to go see Tool, not to see.
I mean, I think when you say that, or when you kind of, it is a little misleading, and people were expecting, I think, 2 unique nights of like different songs.
Deep cuts.
So right, you know, and that's the thing. Like, you have to kind of make it clear. I remember, like, you know, it's hard. Like, I think you have to say specifically what you're doing, or like, you know, different things each night, because I think people were expecting, oh sweet, we're going to get like totally different songs each night, which will be awesome, and who knows what they'll play. And then they play a bunch of the same songs, and of course you're going to be like, what the fuck, like, this is lame.
Yeah, but to boo out loud and get a class action lawsuit,
no, that stuff's ridiculous. Like, that's
like,
that's
we've all been disappointed with our bands.
Like, I can see
fans, but
like, you know, no, I can see taking the Phish fan response and getting on social media and starting
you just get up and go to the bathroom. I mean, that's the move, man. You don't have to be
right. You'd be like, oh, I can take a piss now. I heard this last night.
Well, you just, it's a piss break time, or go get another beer. You don't have to be a fucking.
If your passion makes you angry, or your hobby, you have the wrong passion or hobby, and you should fucking stop going to see Tool, or stop listening to them and switch. Like, I never understood this. Like, the people that like go to Phish shows just a bitch, or like watch Star Wars just a bitch about it, or like fucking Tool fans. Like, if you don't like it, then fucking just stop it. This is nonsense. People are ridiculous. Fucking assholes.
I mean, the class action lawsuit thing is like taking it to like the total next ridiculous level.
If I were Tool, I would do every single show exactly the same from now on and say, fuck all of you guys. This is what you get.
I mean, that's
what they basically do. I think they basically do the same show every night. They have all those visuals connected to it. It's like kind of like having a sphere thing move around with you every night to where you're playing. They have it all timed, and so
are they always the same? I'm gonna look up Tool set lists.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know.
Tool is my wife's like first concert. You see that shit?
Oh yeah,
Primus and Tool.
I mean, musically they are ridiculous. Like, phenomenal musicians and their writing is really good, but apparently their fan base sucks balls. So
it's a matter of managing expectations too. I feel like a lot of people who put these festivals on don't manage expectations right. And people go in thinking that something's going to happen.
But why is it their job to manage your expectations? Manage your own expectations. Grow the fuck up. Like, that's such a crazy notion to say they have to manage your expectations.
But
they
that's
have
part
to play,
of what you do.
They
as
have
a
to play
business.
fucking music. That's their job.
Haven't you ever heard the phrase under promise and over deliver as opposed to over promise and under deliver?
But we're not even, that's the crazy fucking part about this story is we're not even talking about the quality of the shows. Not one fucking person was like, oh, they were playing bad or they made a lot of mistakes. They're simply talking about set lists.
It's the same damn song. I heard it last night. Kev, to your point, the set lists are pretty much the same each night. So yeah.
What can you do?
I think that's probably why people were more excited for this then, because they're like, oh, every time I see them, I see these certain songs. So maybe this time they're going to play shit I haven't seen or whatever. And so then you're like,
bought multiple tickets thinking that they were going to get
something different
because they don't go to multiple shows normally, right? Like that's the assumption that's different.
But see, if they do, they kind of get the same shit. There's not a whole lot of difference in the set lists every night. So you're hoping at this event you're getting it. The class action law, again, I'm not defending it in any way. The class action lawsuit and doing what they're doing is insanity, but I'm just saying Tool should revise their statements or like be a little bit more clear with shit like that.
Back in the 80s,
I still don't think the guy has a fucking case.
No. I mean, it will be interesting, right? Like that will set one. Like,
that case
everybody will get
nowhere,
$6. Everybody gets $6.
Scott,
right? Exactly.
Just looking at that cone is making my chest hurt so bad.
I feel like you just hit it the way you sound. Like all of a sudden your voice.
I just got this fucking like recall, like this weird.
Scott.
Our Fry Festival, Kev. They should get Tool on the list if it's even happening.
There you go. I went and saw ZZ Top 2 nights in a row back in '88 because I had it in my head because the Grateful Dead did this that ZZ Top would play two completely different shows, and the stage banner was the same. He made the same jokes in between songs. It was that scripted.
Wait, but was it a different city?
No, it was the Cap Center 4 nights in a row. They played.
Oh, okay.
This was when they were huge. This was on the Sleeping Bag tour after Eliminator, and they were one of the biggest bands in America at that moment, you know.
We went to a show with my buddy and his wife, and my wife, like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. I think it was like Matchbox 20 or something. Like, it was for her birthday. She loved it. None of us were that into it, but like, she didn't know that they played the same show every night. So my buddy and I looked up the set list and we were just like pretending to make bets and shit and like fucking with her. And like, and she was kind of fucked up. She was a little drunk. And we had her fucking like thinking we just were like, you know,
dialed in.
Yeah, dialed in. We knew the band that well. We're like, oh, I bet they're going to. And funny thing is, I don't actually know any of the songs. We were just like, looked up the songs. Like, oh, it sounds like they're going to go into this. And then they go into it. And she'd be like, what the fuck?
That's awesome.
That's great. That's good.
You gotta love it. All right, so back to Tool for a second. Their drummer Danny Carey, who I'm
awesome
sure
drummer.
that yes, I was gonna say
Phenomenal.
I know. Like he sat in with Umphrey's on King Crimson's Red, and there's a video of it on the YouTube. So you should.
Can you
check
send me that
out.
link, man? I want to listen to that.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. So let's next in the Jam Band Roundup, the Dead 60 CD thing. What is everybody's thoughts on this? $600, 60 CDs. For the 60th anniversary.
I think it's awesome, except it's just I don't know. Like I don't need it. I don't need 60 CDs, and I don't know what I would do with 60 CDs. And like, if you're a collector, and it's like the tapes, and you have them on your like whatever. Fuck yeah, awesome. You know, it's cool, and it's like I said, limited edition, so it's kind of whatever. But I just, man, it's like. I don't know. No.
Are they doing anything? Have they announced anything special that is reasonable that they can give to like?
Yes, they have a 3 CD with selected tracks.
Okay, so that changes my opinion a little bit because I really don't give a fuck what they do. And like, if you want to buy that and you have 600 bones to drop on that shit, go for, like, good for you, right? as long as like the band's not just 100% money grab and talking to the 1% and saying fuck everybody else. If they have something else special that like it's like $40 or something that like you could pick up, or 60, I guess, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it would be 60, yes, because
yeah, but like 60, a normal fan could save up or could drop that. Like that's a good sign. So I think like forget the money thing and like the classism thing. The fucking fact that it's CDs is just so fucking weird to me. Like I would get a vinyl thing or like a digital release, but like CDs seems very odd.
Yo, I think the oldest thing from 65 is on a tape.
And they sell it as a tape?
No, they're included with the box set.
Right, but like it's an actual tape.
Yeah, it's a physical.
But I don't think you couldn't do it any other way. I mean, you could do it digitally, but again, that's a lot of hours of music to just like ingest into your. But I guess you would do that anyway if you had CDs. You'd probably ingest them eventually. But you can't do that as records because that's like 158. Like,
yeah,
you would not. You couldn't do that, so it has to be CDs. But
honey, we're getting rid of the encyclopedias.
Like, more than that, we just have a pallet of records down in the basement now. Like
that's exactly what it feels like, Kev. It feels like a sale on an encyclopedia set. That is exactly what it feels like. Like, who the fuck buys encyclopedias?
I think that, like you said,
I mean, some of the shows on there, though.
If you're a hardcore collector, you're getting it. I mean, that's all there is.
Totally.
You know, like that's the ultimate like Skydom type thing. You know, you'd have to have that if that's your deal.
Yeah,
and it's probably pretty sweet. I mean, I'm sure it's pretty good. I mean, I'm sure it's remastered to hell. I'm sure everything sounds amazing. Yeah. You know, and
it probably comes with some cool shit in there.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally.
If somebody had a mint condition, you remember the live Phish sleeves where they had each number and they were the sleeves in the book?
Yeah. I have mine right here.
So I had one and they all got fucked up and scratched because I'm an asshole and CDs are very fragile. But if somebody had like a good deal on like mint condition with every sleeve, I'd probably save up and drop that because it's like it's a nostalgia thing. It's like,
would you do a 60 CD Phish set for $600?
I would buy it in a heartbeat. I would insta buy that.
I don't have $600 right now to drop on it, but if I did, yeah, probably. I mean, I would consider it.
I get number one of the collection. Like
I would need like $650, like so I could buy a CD player.
About it. My wife's watching.
Right. You have to get a CD player, like get a CD Walkman, so you could at least play them
with the bass boost.
Yeah.
I'd have to buy one to listen to and one to like never unwrap. You know, I'd have two.
I got to put on white gloves to take them out of the case in a clean room.
Sorry, man, I got to drop $1,500 on two.
Has to happen. Once in a lifetime purchase. No bullshit. We're gonna double our investment.
Yeah, Simon. I don't know why, because there's like 15 different ways to listen to all those songs for free, essentially now. But there is something nostalgic and like tangible about it for me, thinking about how I used to listen to Phish and going back to that. So I guess there's something to be said with that. But I don't think the Dead ever was doing live shows on CDs to that extent, right? Like they did like Dave picks and stuff, but like you guys, correct me, you would know better. Was there ever like
in the 80s you had no chance of getting anything live unless it was a tape? I mean, that wasn't until the late 90s.
This is not like a harken back to nostalgia, though. This is just like a special limited edition thing. I think the Phish thing works because it's like a nostalgia thing. I don't know why this works.
A CD holds twice as much music as an LP, and it's a smaller package. So I think that's part of it. You could put a whole show on 2 CDs. Whereas you need 4 records.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And it's cheaper. CDs are much cheaper to produce than vinyl now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Whenever you talk money and music, it's an uncomfortable conversation. And like, I get it. It's like, it's a business and they need to make a living and all that stuff. But, and like, I don't want to be all like, oh, fuck them. But like, at the same time, it's just uncomfortable because like, it takes them away from like the music and the passion and the art and all the hippy dippy bullshit that we like talk about. Like, I don't know.
I think there definitely was, though. I think there was a second sort of, kind of like how Dead & Co. has revitalized and redone this whole thing for the Dead. I think there was a move when CDs started that reintroduced people into that hadn't been collecting tapes and hadn't really heard them, because you had, just like somebody said in the thing, like the Bears Choice one, Kev, you had the Without a Net, which was like every college in college, Without a Net was like on repeat constantly. You had like, what was it, like An Evening with the Grateful Dead with the Steal Your Fate? Like,
so, hold on. I mean, these 60 CDs, is it a mix of everything? Is it studio albums
It's
and
whole
live
shows.
albums?
No, it's
it's
whole
old shows. It's all live.
So it's 60 different shows.
No, it's about 30
or
shows.
30.
Maybe
Yeah.
2
yeah.
CDs is a full show, or 3 CDs even.
Yeah. So it's basically like bootlegs. It's basically like tapers. It's like, it's kind of like in that realm too. It's like basically a new collection.
But
it's on disc.
It's all new. It's not going to be like re-releases.
It's never been released. Like, yes, Year 89
all right.
is
Yeah,
one
see,
there.
that has that specialty too. I didn't know. I didn't know anything about this. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
No, it's good. It's just weird to drop $600 on CDs, man.
I just want to
20 shows, 600 bucks. I don't know. Plus all the fun items you get in it.
Show.
There's actually 2 Cap Center shows, one from 81 and one from 94. And I thought the 94 was kind of weird till I went back and looked at it. I was like, that was a really good show.
See, that's like when you get there, you're gonna be like, this is some really good fucking music. Like, this is worth $600.
It has the show where they did the Scarlet Touch Fire, I forget, from 84 in California somewhere. That it's just one of the most fantastic 3-song runs they ever did. It's inspired, really. I don't think they planned on ending up in Touch of Grey at that moment.
It's awesome. It's good. I'm sure there's some gems on there. Like what I kind of cruised through it and stuff and looked at. I was like, it's pretty. I mean, it's overwhelming, but it's awesome. So,
and covers all the years. So on the other side of that, there's some trouble with some arson going on. I don't know if you all saw this, but Terrapin Crossroads, apparently somebody lit it on fire.
I just saw that. Yeah,
that's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Why would you do that?
Is it bad? Is it all the whole thing burned down? Like type of thing?
No, it burned the outside. The kitchen was okay, and the venue itself just minor water damage from them putting it out. It was the outside wall of the kitchen. Suspected arson. Sunday morning. It happened Sunday morning, so we'll see. I wonder if it's a disgruntled employee or somebody just being an ass.
Yeah, somebody in it. Well, either way, it's an asshole.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
We'll follow up because that'll be the trial of the century.
Hey, I mean, maybe they were going for the insurance money. You never know.
Yeah, that's what my first thought was.
Right? Like they're like, Phil's going. Everything
Phil's gone. We're in trouble. We have this fucking venue that we can't use.
Right. His will's all muddy about who gets what. Let's just burn it down and get the money.
So none of those 20 shows are Dead and Co. though, right? They're all like
all Grateful Dead.
No, they're all the band. Yes.
Last show is 90.
It's like 60 Dead and Co. discs. Like, go.
That would be fucked up.
Summer tour.
I gotta ask the right question. Sorry.
All right, one more for the Jam Band Roundup. Sam Grisman Project, Dave's kid, had Jake from McGee. We talked about him a lot last week, Tim and Scott, playing Garcia's guitars, but he apparently showed up in Connecticut and came out with them on Sitting Here in Limbo, I've Got a Feeling, Russian Lullaby, and Cats Under Stars. So that's quite a run of songs there.
I saw Matt Bush was there. I didn't even know that was happening until he was at the venue.
Yeah, I was hanging out with him the night before in DC for God Street Wine. He's like, I got to leave here, and I got 5 hours to drive, and I just realized they're taking an hour from me.
Oh yeah.
Wait, so is God Street Wine done now?
Next weekend, 3 shows.
Where?
Vermont, Boston, and I think Levon Helms again.
Fuck.
They're doing Levon Helms. Well, I tell you what, whichever night, Friday night, the Nectar's one, free stream on volume.com. You just got to go make an account and get your free ticket. They do all the Nectar shows. So anytime you're bored, go to volume.com. It's sometimes you get a neat band. I found this band, the Reckoners, one night, just farting around looking. So, all right, do we have time for a Neil Young minute?
We always have time for a Neil Young minute.
You gonna set yourself up?
Well, somebody left the
You're in charge. You can. What do you mean? Do we have time? Who's going to cut you off?
Somebody left a note that they want Kev to take it a little bit more seriously. He's slacking on the minute. Like they need more info. Last week it was so short that you only said one thing. I was like, wait, didn't we put like 4 things in the chat for you to say? And you were just like, that's your Neil Young 25 seconds.
It was Ukraine last week. Yes. Well, this past week he released another album. You know, he likes to release original mixes, remixes, something called Oceanside Country. People were going crazy for this one. Not exactly my favorite period of Neil Young. It's, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I would check it out and listen. He's also and I was going to say, I had another thing. He's also playing Glastonbury Festival. I don't know if we talked about that, but that's
we did not. But yes, he is. He is
with the 1975 and some other people.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty sweet. And this is a good thing too. Garcia's in Chicago. We should have. Wait, it just jumped down. We should have talked about that opening soon, and it's got a schedule up already, and it's got some sweet things coming through there.
There's this band called God Street Wine that has dates in September. More God Street
right there. More God Street in September.
Crazy.
And look, they're moving a little bit more west. Chicago's a little bit more west from where they've been playing, so slowly but surely. But yeah,
they will make it to the West Coast one day.
Isn't that Shapiro's new place in Garcia's? Yeah. Isn't that whose it is? Yeah, so it should be pretty sweet, and they'll have a great. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some good shit coming through there soon. So,
I know
yeah, Chicago.
People grumble about my man Shapiro sometimes, but he always does it upright.
Your man
are always on point.
What the fuck?
I'm saying.
But why is he your man? What happened?
Nothing. He's just my man. That's all.
He's just his man. This is just, you know.
He always does it right, and
things have changed.
He does really. I think he really cares about the fan experience.
He killed Twiddle, man.
Yeah. I feel like there's a story to this. We don't need to get into it on air, but it's gonna come out. There's something is up. Kev's up to something.
Not up there. Anyway, like
something
cozying up with the fucking
something brewing.
Yeah, there's something.
Anyway,
some crazy ass shit.
Subscribe, follow us on socials. Think about becoming a member. We are going to be doing the separate hangs for the Phish shows coming up. There's a lot of stuff.
I'll do the Phish shows. Fuck off. You said I want to do. I'll do it.
All right. And we're releasing stuff.
I told him you'd be back for him. He didn't believe me.
Yeah.
And the Discord, join the Discord. It's so fun over there. We got a lot of things going on. I'm trying to figure out how to do that a little more. I know Ghost Llama. You remember Ghost Llama? Is over there doing some things.
It's so weird to say Ghost Llama like that. Like it's like
llama,
you remember
man.
Kevin Hogan? Like like fucking llama? Yes, I remember llama.
You remember the Ghost Llama?
You remember the late Ghost Llama?
Oh God.
We love you guys.
Great talking to you guys again.
Hey, Scott. Thanks for hanging out, man. I miss you. It's been a while. It's good to see you.
See you guys in a month.
Packed house tonight.
The computer went unmute, right? And actually say MC Roach at the end of this.
Oh yeah, I know. We didn't get him to rap tonight. Damn it. I had a good question for him too about that next time. Well, now we just gotta bring it back. There it is.
Melt himself.
See, Roach. Oh, I forgot to end it. We're gonna come on.